welcome to another video. In today's video, I'll be doing a book review. I haven't done one of these in quite a while, but I recently read The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang, and it is not from the typical genres that I usually read from. This is a contemporary romance, and it's been a while. It's been a while since I've read any sort of romance book, but I decided the last few months I've been reading a little bit more like heavier books or like kind of darker books, and I don't know, it was just spring. It's springtime in Australia, so I decided, you know what, it's springtime, let's just dive into something light and fluffy. I think that is what I need at this time. And I guess I was right. I was happy that I read this book. It was super quick. Okay, so I must say, I have to say that I was in a bit of a reading rut. And so for the past like 2 seasons, I've been quite slow at reading and getting through books. But this was the first book that I finished in like 3 days. And that is like really, really quick for me. Especially because, you know, some months I wouldn't even get to finish a book, or I'd read one book per month, and so it's been that slow if you want to know the context. But anyway, so The Kiss Quotient is, like I said, a contemporary romance. This book does have a dual perspective narrative. Our main character is Stella Lane. She's an econometrician, and she basically creates like mathematical formulas and datas that kind of are integrated into like shopping or something like that. Anyway, she lives in Silicon Valley and she makes a ton of money. She's a workaholic, but she loves her job. She loves what she does. Her parents are pretty much kind of worried for her because she has no dating life. She has trouble with relationships. She's very socially awkward. So one day she decides to take matters into her own hands, and she pretty much hires a professional to help her out with that situation. So she basically hires a male escort to teach her the ways of, I guess, of kind of sexual intimacy and just how to maintain a relationship. And so shenanigans ensue. It's very cute, very fluffy. It's a very quick read. I definitely enjoyed this book for the most part. Now, The Kiss Quotient got a ton of hype like 2 years ago, was it? I think it was published in 2018, and at the time I'm like, I'm not gonna read a romance book. I'm so negative when it comes to this genre because it's not something that I really like to read, but on occasion when I read romance books, like I end up enjoying it, so I don't understand why I don't read a lot of it. I like to take it in portions, like little portions. I did decide to pick this up because of Remarkably Lisa. She is like a superwoman when it comes to romance books. Like if you don't know her, she reads a ton of romance books. So I ended up picking this book up. There's also a lot of hype around this book, and so I decided if I'm gonna start somewhere, I might as well read the most popular romance book, and so I picked it up. It was cute, it was fluffy, but I had some issues with it. So because there was a ton of hype with this book, I was expecting a lot more from it, but overall it was slightly disappointing, and I'll get to some of the aspects of the stuff that I didn't quite enjoy about this book. I thought the chemistry between Stella and Michael were good, and just sort of how the relationship kind of develops, but it was kind of insta-lovey, and I don't know, I definitely liked Stella's perspective over Michael's, because I don't know, I thought that she had sort of a more approachable narrative. I feel like there were a lot of moments that were quite comical, and I have to say quite unrealistic as well. This whole kind of plot line is very, very unrealistic, but it was fluffy and cute, and this is fiction, so I guess it's plausible in a fictional world. Basically, Stella hires Michael to be better at having a relationship and just maintaining a relationship and just putting herself out there, and it ends up kind of having that fake dating trope. Some of the dialogue, especially like the inner dialogue, is quite embarrassing and cheesy. Like I was getting secondhand embarrassment from some of this dialogue, and I know that it could be so much worse. I could sort of handle the banter between them two, and so yeah, Michael doesn't do repeat sessions. He had an issue with a client previously getting too attached, so he only does like 1 sessions and that's it. However, the first encounter they don't really do anything, so he agrees to meet her up for 3 more sessions. However, at the end of that, she kind of offers him 50 grand for a month of being a pretend or practice boyfriend. Oh my gosh, 50 grand to be a practice boyfriend? Obviously, he doesn't want to agree at first, but then he kind of develops feelings. It's kind of insta-lovey, and so he kind of ends up agreeing to it. Yeah, so it's kind of like this fake dating trope. Also, another thing is that I thought Michael was very, very respectful of Stella during, you know, having their sessions and like just forming this relationship. He was very supportive and very respectful of her and wasn't aggressive towards her in any way until sort of like the end. He kind of got a little bit possessive, which I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of like super possessive sort of men. I don't know. I just find that a little bit like off-putting. And so there was a little bit of that at the end, towards the end. Also towards the end, there was a lot of like miscommunication between Stella and Michael. And I don't understand why, because some of the stuff was just so obvious. It's a book, it's fiction, and there needs to be a little bit of drama. I kind of understand. But at the same time, I'm a little like, come on, it's kind of obvious that you guys like each other, and this miscommunication thing is just so over the top and over dramatic. And yeah, also another thing is that Michael is very, very insecure about himself. Michael is a good guy. He's a nice guy, takes care of his family, and on top of that, he's conventionally attractive. So I don't understand why he would be so insecure. In a sense, I sort of understand, because he does escorting, because he's exposed to being objectified a lot by women. He definitely just thinks that, you know, no one's gonna like him. The only reason why women like him is because of his body and how attractive he is. Kind of understand that, but at the same time, he's a genuinely nice guy, so I don't know. Anyway, it works out because, you know, Stella comes along. She doesn't treat him like he's an object, and she kind of is genuinely interested and genuinely kind of talks to him like he's a person. And I don't know, I think that that's quite come to think of it, he must have very severe low self-esteem in order for someone to just come along and treat him like a normal person and falling head over heels for her. Like it was a bit over the top. Also, I think that Stella was such an adorable character. There's literally a time where she basically has like a checklist of like all the stuff that she wants to learn from Michael, and it's very awkward and just very comical. And I just thought that she's just so unaware of how she comes across, and it's just very cute. And I can understand why, you know, Michael would be smitten with her, and she's just very adorable as a character. I appreciated that she was a boss woman and she was very, very confident and strong in that position. And so I kind of appreciated her as a character for always kind of taking control. To be honest, Michael was very unprofessional. Like, you know, he was hired to do one thing and he's over here getting feelings for his client. I don't know, but it made for a cute story, so whatever. Like I said, the writing style was very, very easy. It was very readable. I don't know if it's the fact that it's pretty much like inner monologuing all the time that kind of made the book go faster. It was a very fluffy kind of romantic read with a bit of smutty scenes here and there sprinkled throughout. Usually I get secondhand embarrassment from reading very steamy scenes, but I don't know, I thought Helen Hoang did a good job of kind of like sort of sprinkling it throughout the book and not being so aggressive with it. So it was enough that I could handle. Overall, I thought it was fluffy and cute, and it was a quick read, and I enjoyed it for the most part. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I don't actually understand why it got a lot of hype. Like, I thought, you know, contemporary romance reads kind of have similar like plot lines, or like not really plot lines but similar situations. So I'm like, I don't understand why it's so hyped up, but at the same time I kind of enjoyed it. It was alright. It was an okay read. I'm a little like, about my opinions of this book, but overall I enjoyed it. I thought the relationship was cute, even though it was unrealistic. I feel like most of BookTube already has picked this book up, so my opinions aren't really that like different from a lot of people's. Like, I enjoyed it, I thought it was cute, and it was a quick read, and yeah, but I'm not gushing over this book. It's not something that I like really loved. I don't know, maybe I might pick up Helen Hoang's other books. Apparently they're like kind of sort of companion series, so the next one, it follows like another character that's briefly mentioned in this book, so I am sort of interested in continuing on. I don't know when I'll be picking it up, but you know, when I want something light and fluffy, I could probably rely on Helen Hoang to provide that for me. I guess that's it, guys. Those are my thoughts on the book. Like overall, it was pretty positive. I thought that it was alright. It was kind of a nice fluffy read to get me back into the mood of reading, I suppose, because like I said, I was in a bit of a reading rut. I was struggling to finish books for the past few months, and so this one really helped me kind of get back on track, and so I'm currently reading another book. That is it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. What are your opinions about the Kiss Quotient? Did you enjoy it? I know that this is not my genre usually, but I would say that it was a cute read and it was okay. I did enjoy it in a way, and I am kind of curious of Helen Hoang's other books. I know that she has the Bridal Test or Bride Test, and then one more other book that is part of this companion series, and so I'm interested, but I'm not eager to like go out straight away and purchase it. Yeah. I guess that is it. I hope you guys have a wonderful reading week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!